Yes, you need another hobby, and I'm going to show you how to do it. You're going to need an embroidery hoop, scissors, thread, and the shape that you want. I just printed this shape out from Pinterest or Google. I traced this shape onto the fabric itself using an iron-off pen and also onto a piece of interfacing. I wouldn't usually use interfacing, except this is a really thin knit fabric, so depending on your fabric, you may or may not need it. Placing the interfacing, we're going to start stitching onto that and the fabric. To get that really clean, beautiful shape, you want long lines of chain, and shape this, measure it out, make sure you've got enough beads, and then in between the little beads, you're going to tack it down. So this is going to hold it into that circle shape. You don't have to tack every single bead. I'd probably skip 2 beads and then do a tack, 3 beads, then do a tack. It all just depends, whatever you need to get that shape. As for the inside, I wanted to do 1 bead at a time here, trying to get that hexagon shape, and I think it looks so cute already if I can toot my own horn. The inside of the turtle shell, I was just mixing a bunch of different beads. I had circle beads, I had the beagle beads that I usually use, some gold, silver, and some white and green ones, just to add a little bit of texture. As for the different beads, some of them were thrifted, some were brought online. I have another video attached how to buy beads, where to get them from. These are called seed and beagle beads. Beagle beads are just my favorite. If you know, you know. So here it was really about mixing different textures but keeping it on theme, which I am falling in love with already. It was individually sewing the beads, so you go up and then down and then back up and then back down and then back up and back down, and you're gonna need to watch a Netflix show or YouTube or something, because yeah, this takes a very long time. Right, now that our turtle shell is done and I couldn't be any more obsessed, I moved on to the arms, or like the little flipper things. So here I was again with the gold and green. I was doing it in that chain, and then you go and you tack it down. Same with the feet, I did 3 and then tacked it in place for where I wanted it to sit. Also, when you have one too many beads like I did here on the head of it, you just thread the needle back through and then just pull it off, and then that way you've got the right amount of beads. So that's why I do a chain, measure it out, and then I'll tack it down. I added his cute little eyes, and then again with the same randomized different colored beads, I just went up and down and filled in his little head. Okay, this is the bit that I get questions on. How do I keep it secure? So I thread the needle through multiple times and do multiple knots. So I'll do a knot and then tie it around, pull it through, and then I'll stitch it actually in. I'll do a stitch into the interfacing or the fabric, and then I'll pull it and make a knot, and I do probably about 4 or 5 knots because this took so long. I definitely don't want it coming undone. Now you're either going to fall in love with it or you're never going to do this again.